everybody? Welcome to Friday Night Breakout. This week, we will be talking about cartoons and how they are made. Let's get started. The first Mickey Mouse cartoon was made in 1928 and was released in theaters on November 18th, 1928, and was made on Cell Animation. They are still making Mickey Mouse cartoons, but they are putting them on the Disney Channel instead of releasing them in theaters. Although there was one Mickey Mouse short that was released on November 27th, 2013, the same day as Frozen came out. And it was entitled Get a Horse, which was animated by CGI and computers, and also half 2D, 3D animation. If you hear my dog barking in the background, please ignore her. They are still making Mickey's, Goofy's, and Donald's. And they are also changing the animation look of them, but it kind of looks okay. Because change can be very good. It can be good sometimes. Now, let's get into the next cartoon. The next cartoon we'll be talking about is SpongeBob SquarePants. One of my favorite shows on Nickelodeon ever, because the popular movie Sponge Out of Water is popular, and also the first SpongeBob movie, the SpongeBob movie. I have a game based on the SpongeBob movie, but I do not have a gaming channel, and I never will. Although I will show it to you in my game complexion, which will never be coming out. That's right, I will not be showing a game complexion. That is over on my older channel. It is over on my older channel. Now let's get back to talking about how cartoons are made. Well, SpongeBob was in his evolution of square, as seen on TV for the trailer, the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. And he didn't look as the way we see him today in the beginning of the commercial. And I mean a regular sponge, which was seen in that episode where SpongeBob proves that sea creatures are better than land creatures. And he almost looked like a comic book character in the Evolution Square. I mean, from regular sponge to almost animated sponge to regular sponge to high definition sponge to Rudolph Sponge and his superhero Sponge, which looks pretty cool. I have a wallpaper of that on my iPhone, which I'm no longer using, and that was also my profile picture, but now it's the three minions from Despicable Me having a party. Now let me talk about how SpongeBob was popular. He was popular with his two movies, and was also popular with his 1 hour special, which is two 1 hour specials, which are Atlantis SquarePantis and Truth or Square, which is half real life and half animated, which is pretty cool. I've seen the special the day when it came out. And now let's get into the next cartoon. The next cartoon is Fairly Oddparents, another favorite Nicktoon, which I have been liking since when I was 4, because I wasn't allowed to watch Nickelodeon until I was 4. Well, Fairly Oddparents is created by Butch Hartman, who is the guy on Days of Our Lives. My mom used to watch that, but she doesn't anymore. And it has a character named Timmy, who was born in 1992, Year of the Monkey. I know that because I saw it on the Fairly Oddparents Wikipedia page. And Cosmo is, well, just plain silly. He sometimes does silly things, like have a cucaracha in a festival. And, well, Wanda is just some sort of a, well, most of Fairly Oddparents characters are funny, right? including Timmy's parents. They are sometimes weird in front of Timmy. And they sometimes really are really weird. And some of the characters in Fairly Oddparents sometimes really act weird, including Sparky and Poof. I gotta say, those two characters are still new to the show. They still are, because they still count as new, because they haven't evolved. They really haven't. And that has been my favorite Nicktoon since I was 4. Same with SpongeBob SquarePants, because I've been watching SpongeBob SquarePants since I was 3, and Fairly Oddparents when I was 4, because I didn't know the Fairly Oddparents when I was 3. So now it's time to get on to the next cartoon. The next cartoon is Looney Tunes. Oh, you might know that. Bugs, Daffy, Tweety, Sylvester, Granny, Witch, Gosmer, Taz, and Willy Coyote and Roadrunner. They are all Warner Brothers characters, and they are popular because of their 1999 movie Space Jam. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I've only seen the first part of it, but not the entire thing. That was when I used to watch Cartoon Network, but I don't anymore. For someone who hardly watches Looney Tunes, I gotta say that they're very, very good and very funny. Wait, did I forget to mention Elmer Fudd? He always says, "I'm hunting wabbits!" And there was one cartoon that Daffy Duck says, "Duck season, fire!" That is very funny. He says what Bugs says right after he says duck season. It was very funny. Although Tweety always says, "I thought it's a pussycat." And she never gave that up because Sylvester is like, Succotash! An egg! I know. I'll hatch it out." He almost sounds like Bullwinkle right there, because Bullwinkle says, "I'm coming down as fast as I can." But Looney Tunes and Rocky and Bullwinkle are different, but they kind of look similar because the voice of Sylvester might sound like Bullwinkle a little bit. And Looney Tunes was created from the 30s till the 70s, and in the 80s, it made its first television debut on Nickelodeon in the late 80s. And now it's taken off. They revamped it to Cartoon Network in the 90s when Cartoon Network had launched. And Bugs Bunny always says, "What's up, Doc?" And that he never gives that up. It's a popular cartoon catchphrase. "What's up, Doc?" And there's also Tasmanian Devil. He speaks gibberish. He goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Then he spins around like a tornado. Speaking of which, that happened 2 years ago in Moore, Oklahoma, but we're not going to worry about that. Now let's get on to the next cartoon. The next cartoon is, yet of course, Tom and Jerry, the evolving cat-mouse duo. In the 1990s, they had a spin-off show called Tom and Jerry Kids, and that was when my big sister was born. Not the early 90s, the late 90s. And Tom and Jerry Kids had ended in 1993 or maybe a few years later. I don't know. I haven't looked at the Wikipedia page. Tom and Jerry was as funny as Looney Tunes and was also funny as Rocky and Bullwinkle, because there's one cartoon where they act like cowboys and it just really cracked me up. That one had cracked me up literally. It really did. And there was one cartoon that they had the ugly duckling in it. That was very funny too. And there were a few cartoons with Droopy in them, because maybe that's the dog from Tom and Jerry. But the main problem of Jerry is Tom, and the main problem of Tom is a bulldog that I will never mention. A really, really big bulldog. I'm not going to mention the name. I really am not. Although, now they have Tom and Jerry Tales airing on Cartoon Network, same network as Looney Tunes. I do not watch Cartoon Network anymore. I gotta say, I did watch a few episodes of Tom and Jerry Tales, but not that many. The episodes of Tom and Jerry Tales are just like the cartoons from Tom and Jerry in the 40s. And guys, see, that is it for my talk about how cartoons are made. So have a good night and stay cool.